There's a type of creature in the world that has been discovered by a small number of people but has never been officially recognized as existing. We collectively refer to this type of creature as unidentified mysterious animals, or UMA for short. Hello everyone, and welcome to the UMA series. In this episode, we are sharing a mysterious creature from the United States, the Dover Demon. In the 1970s, in the state of Massachusetts, a bizarre creature sighting caused widespread panic. At around 10 o'clock in the evening on April 21st, 1977, in the town of Dover, a 17-year-old boy named William Bartlett was driving past a farm when he saw a small, humanoid creature crawling along a stone wall by the roadside. At first, he thought it was just an ordinary pet or poultry, but when he shined his headlights toward it, he realized that this creature was beyond his understanding. According to his description, the creature was less than 4 feet tall, humanoid in shape but with body proportions clearly different from a human. It had a large, oval-shaped head, a thin and slender body, long limbs, curled fingers, and no hair at all, with rough, peach-colored skin. When it turned its head to stare into the light, he could see its 2 large, glowing orange eyes. Feeling tense, Bartlett did not stop to investigate and quickly drove away from the area. Although the sighting lasted only about 7 or 8 seconds, Bartlett later drew the creature from memory and even noted that he swore on the Bible that he had seen it. From this drawing, it is clear that the creature's body shape resembled that of a primate. But a teenager's unverified account alone was not enough to convince people. Coincidentally, about 2 hours later, around midnight on April 21st, another 15-year-old boy named John Baxter saw the same creature while walking home along Miller Hill Road. According to his account, he initially thought it was a prank by a friend and even tried to speak to it, but the creature did not respond. Upon closer observation, it resembled a monkey, but its body proportions were clearly distorted. Its feet were tightly gripping a rock, while its upper limbs supported itself against a large tree. Under the gaze of its pale-colored eyes, Baxter felt fear and unease and quickly ran back to safety. The sketch he drew of the creature was almost identical to the one Bartlett had made. The events did not end there. A third sighting occurred the following night, on April 22nd, when 15-year-old Abby Brabham and 18-year-old Will Taintor were driving along Springdale Avenue and encountered the creature crossing the road. Brabham described it as having a large, egg-shaped head and long limbs, with big round eyes that emitted a bright glow, while Taintor only caught a brief glance and described it as having a large head and a tangent-colored body. These are all the recorded sightings of the creature. Some people noticed that the 3 sighting locations could be connected in a straight line on the map. For a period of time afterward, the media received information from the police suggesting that the reports from these teenagers might have been a hoax. However, official investigations later found that the witnesses had no prior connection with each other, ruling out the possibility of a coordinated prank. News of a mysterious creature appearing in Dover spread across the world like a monsoon, attracting the attention of many scholars. The well-known cryptozoologist Loren Coleman became the first to lead an investigation into the creature and named it the Dover Demon. Coleman speculated that this creature might have existed long before but had not been closely examined. During his investigation, he discovered that as early as the early 1970s, there were rumors at a local high school that multiple students had seen strange small creatures in the woods. Similarly, in 1972, someone reported seeing this creature near a pond along Springdale Avenue. Local police even conducted searches, but to no avail, and the investigation quickly reached a dead end. After being sighted multiple times within 2 days, the Dover Demon disappeared without a trace. Many adventurers and scholars searched for it but found nothing, as if it had never existed. To this day, there have been no new sightings of the Dover Demon. This inevitably raises the question of whether this creature truly exists. Regarding the truth behind the Dover Demon, a significant number of people believe it may have been a newborn moose or a young foal, combined with lighting conditions that caused visual misperceptions among the witnesses. This explanation also considers the relatively young age of the witnesses, suggesting possible limitations in perception, but the author finds this explanation unreliable. First, after researching these animals online, even in their juvenile stages, their head proportions would not appear so distorted, and their limb ends are shaped differently from what the witnesses described. Second, in 2006, the first witness, Bartlett, stated in an interview that he clearly knew what he had seen and emphasized that he was a serious person who would not fabricate stories. At that time, he was already 46 years old and a well-known artist, clearly possessing sufficient judgment. Another theory suggests that the Dover demon is an extraterrestrial life form. It is widely known that the United States is a country frequently associated with UFO sightings, and the Dover demon's large head coincidentally matches early human perceptions of aliens. Massachusetts did indeed report unidentified flying objects in 1952, making this theory seem plausible. However, in his 2013 book, Monsters of Massachusetts, Coleman pointed out that the Dover demon is not a ghost, fairy, or extraterrestrial traveler, but a living anomalous phenomenon. Likewise, Bartlett also mentioned in interviews that he does not believe the Dover demon is an alien, making this theory highly controversial. Another explanation leans toward mythology, suggesting that the Dover demon is related to a legendary small humanoid race known as the Manigishi. These beings are often described as small, primate-like creatures with long limbs, large eyes, and unusual features, though accounts vary widely. After careful research, it becomes clear that many modern descriptions have been influenced by attempts to link them to the Dover demon, whereas traditional folklore often depicts them differently. Aside from this, there is also a legend in Massachusetts about another small humanoid race known as the Pukwudgie, described as small, human-like beings with intelligence, often hostile toward humans, standing around 2 to 3 feet tall, with gray skin, large ears and fingers, and sometimes possessing magical abilities. Many depictions even describe them as having sharp, quill-like features. However, both of these explanations lack concrete evidence and exist mainly in oral tradition. Since the first sighting of the Dover demon, 45 years have passed, and the creature has still not been confirmed to exist. The author believes that while the possibility of its existence cannot be completely ruled out, it is not very high. From a cryptozoological perspective, legends of wild men or small humanoids have existed around the world throughout history, some true and some false. Just like the giant squid, whose legends date back to the 4th century BC, before its confirmed existence in 2004. Who would have believed that an invertebrate could grow to over 10 meters in length? The reason for skepticism lies in the slight differences among the witness descriptions. In fact, before the 1980s, many species had yet to be formally identified. Perhaps what we call the Dover demon has already entered human life, and we simply have not connected the dots. As always, the unknown is greater than the known, and that is the true charm of UMA. That concludes this episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment to share your thoughts.